Yeah. We are on the morning break of day 25 of the Undercover Police Inquiry. We've been listening to the questioning of Alison, the woman who was deceived into a long-term intimate relationship by Mark Jenner. People might know Alison. She's often on these videos. She's been closely following the inquiry from the start. I'm joined by Kate Wilson, who's also part of Police Spies Out of Lives. It's been really strange following Alison's evidence. I think we both probably know the story quite well. There's the video of Mark Jenner, which people might already be familiar with. What have you made of her evidence?
Well, I mean, it's quite a powerful, for me, it's quite a powerful moment. I mean, Alison's one of the 8 women that we brought the first case together. She has a particularly incredible story and particularly incredible evidence. Of all the relationships that I know of, Alison has reams and reams of photographs and video evidence, particularly the video evidence, and we just saw that now, and I'm still quite impacted by it. Just seeing the kind of everyday life of her and Mark, like lip syncing and hanging out and family affairs, and particularly I found that him with the children in her family, nieces and nephews, and also with her grandmother at the end was particularly poignant. And I did like, she said, it's tough watching these videos and him being in all these memories, but it's great that the inquiry can see that, because I think that element of just the normality and the way that they kind of got into our family lives, and certainly Mark did something very similar with me, so it's great to see that evidence there, and it's very hard hitting.
Yeah, that's Mark Kennedy, not
yes, no,
there's so many marks. So many marks.
There are a lot of marks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also, I mean, Alison has been waiting. I mean, I wasn't sure whether to say 15 years or 30 years to give this evidence. She met Mark Jenner in 1995. In 2011, she began the court process that has kind of, in some ways, culminated today. And she's brilliant. I mean, I think it's worth also saying that she's been an incredibly significant part of the campaigning around this inquiry, and also particularly of supporting the many other women who through this inquiry process have over the years discovered that they also were deceived into relationships by undercover officers. So she's incredibly articulate. She's also, I mean, she mentioned in her evidence how she's quite an extrovert and she can be a bit silly. It's quite funny seeing her. She's very, very composed, very serious, very articulate, very, very good.
I mean, I would say, as well as supporting the women who were deceived, I mean, she's supported me personally on an emotional level through this process. I generally sit next to Alison in the inquiry. We're quite close. For the last 15 years, I don't think I would be able to manage doing the work I did without her support. She has been absolutely integral to that.
Yeah, I think we would probably all say the same, really. So, I mean, it's worth noting that the public gallery today is packed out. I don't think I've ever seen it so full. Yeah. And that is testament to the number of people that Alison has supported and brought this far in the process.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting all emotional.
Yeah, me too, actually. And as well as all the video, I mean, she kept very, very detailed diaries. So we are really getting a very detailed, I was going to say snapshot. It's not a snapshot. It's a fully painted in picture.
Breakdown. Yes,
it's an absolute breakdown. Apart from the 2 diaries that it appears he stole when he disappeared, and some videos that disappeared when he left, we get like a very fulsome picture of the deeply domestic life that he shared with her, or she shared with him. He was, apart from he went to work before 6 every morning, came back about 6 every evening. But apart from that, weekdays, weekends, holidays, they were always together for that 5-year period.
Yeah. Are we allowed to mention the floor plan?
I don't know.
Okay, so yeah.
I mean, I think so. I think
Yeah,
the woman's okay.
There was a kind of restriction order really close on it. So
there have been a number of restriction orders. These have been the resulted in a number of suspensions of the broadcast. It wasn't entirely clear what they were, so we're being very careful. Obviously, I'm on my final warning for breaching restriction orders, so I am quite wary of it.
Well, maybe we better not go there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think there's I mean, I think what we can say is that there was a lot of what he says in his reports, which is absolute nonsense. He claimed that she was his landlady, that they were a communal house, that other people lived there. I think she very forensically took that apart.
Yes, yeah, and I mean, and she was one. I think one of the most striking things, which I didn't realize, and I think she said she only heard recently, is that he claims that he moved into her house because she had a landline. And she was like, well, first of all, it was 1995. Everybody had a landline. But also just what kind of bonkers excuse is that? If the Metropolitan Police need their officer to have a landline, fit a bloody landline. And you know, there was just so much wrong with it. But yeah, the way that she completely took it apart. And then of course the videos completely dismantle that, because what you see is what is obviously a very close, and as she said, quite. I mean, we see him like building her kitchen, or their kitchen, the one that he describes as a communal kitchen.
I mean, she did talk about the fact it took him so long. She didn't really realise what a joiner should be like doing that kind of job. But yeah, he seemed very new to the router. I mean, he obviously wasn't really a joiner. He certainly wasn't a tiler either.
It's probably not standard Metropolitan Police training how to use a router.
Yeah. And a lot of international travel, like so many of the undercover officers, it appears to use the opportunity of being deployed undercover to take a huge amount of international travel. You see them on holiday together, like in Indonesia, in Thailand rather, in Israel, in Crete, in Amsterdam. They went on holiday a lot.
Yes. Yeah, they went on holiday. I mean, honestly, like when you're watching the videos and seeing the kind of lifestyle that they had, it's kind of hard to imagine when he did any spying at all, really.
Right. Certainly, I mean, it'll be very interesting tomorrow when we hear from his wife, who said that he was home between those hours of 6 and 6 every day on a weekday, but apart from that, was always at work. I mean, it's amazing he had the time or energy to do that. I mean, it seems like, you know, he was completely committed to the bit of being in a very committed relationship with Alison. Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to, like, I know a lot of Alison's story, but I mean, this relationship lasted for 5 years. Certainly, I think she wanted children. And
I mean, that was something which came up very strongly, the death of her previous partner, which happened in the December of '96, which had a very profound effect on her, and not least because she wasn't invited to the funeral because the family had said that his alcoholism was her fault. And he was really upset by that. That Mark Jenner was really upset by that, because he said, I thought when we split up, you'd go back out with him.
Yeah.
And, like, as if he kind of got a sense of like, oh, the impact that he's had on her life is a bit more serious than it maybe should have been, or something.
Yeah, it was. I mean, she said, you know, it was an awful thing that happened, and she was very upset about it. But he seemed to be devastated, and she remembers saying to him, "Look, I know why I'm so upset about this, but you didn't know the guy. Why are you so upset?" And it was this idea that, you know, that I think maybe he'd justified certain things to himself on the basis that, well, you know, when I leave, she'll just go back to him. She's got this kind of safety net, and when that safety net was taken away, that was like a big moment for him, I think. How are we doing for time?
I think we'll be okay. I mean, we should be going. It's only a short break, and we should probably look to be going back in fairly soon. I mean, anything else you'd like to say before we do?
I think, I mean, it's well worth listening to. I think it's probably quite frustrating for people listening on the outside because of all the breaches. Also, I don't know if the video.
It wasn't apparently, but I did actually check.
No, I don't think it was broadcast on the YouTube, but I think it might be published online as an exhibit.
It will be
to her witness statement.
Yes, I mean, nothing's been published as of yet by the inquiry. As ever, the inquiry is very behind with its what it's broadcasting, with what it's publishing in terms of statements and videos and so forth, and that theoretically will appear. I will share it on my Twitter.
There was one thing about the video that I found funny, which was as we're going through watching this video, and all of a sudden a screen came up which said "Undercover Policing Inquiry Redacted." So they had clearly a scene or a photograph or a bit of a video from the compilation that Alison made has been redacted by the undercover policing inquiry, which I thought was kind of odd.
Yeah, it is particularly strange. It's it's really hard to know. I mean, this is something which has been a bit of an issue for me lately, but it's really hard to know what the inquiry is redacting at any given time. It is very we don't get communicated why they're doing it often because somehow this would draw attention to it. Supposedly, it's very frustrating. It's
very, very difficult for anybody doing reporting on this inquiry, particularly this kind of live, closely following the evidence. It's so easy to slip up, and I mean they, some of them recognise as well that it's just not a great system. But anything in this inquiry is like swimming through glue. So
pretty much. Yeah. Oh, we better head back in. I'll be doing another video at lunchtime. I'm going to be joined by Belinda Harvey at lunchtime to recap what we hear through the next session, and we'll be doing more videos throughout the day. So thanks for joining us. See you all in a bit.